Today, we're going to look at golf cart wheels and tires. So we've looked at all kinds of wheels and tires over the year. We've done this show, and so wanted to do a little feature highlight video where we give you a whole bunch of different variations of the types of wheels and tires that we've looked at. So without delay, let's jump in and take a look. As far as the wheels and tires, you said the wheels are the same that you got when you got it, but you've changed out the tires. Is that what you said?
That's right. So when I got it, it had the 20-inch street tires, which I like to call basically a glorified rubber band. It was a little rough, right? And here in South Georgia, we got some dirt roads, and I like to take the dogs out to the dog park and stuff like that on the disc golf course. So I went with the all-terrain. They're the mod tires, 22-inch, so provided, an additional 2 inches of sidewall. The 23s, when I did some measurement, there was going to be a little close with the fitment in the back.
Right.
So I went with the 22-inch tires, and I get questions all the time on the boards, on the groups online of, well, what size lift do you have? It's a stock lift. There's no lift on it.
That's the nice thing about the RXVs. You can put those up to 22. Like you said, 23 would be a little much, but you can do 22, either the all-terrain like you have, or there's also some 22, some relatively nice street versions with some big 15-inch wheels or something like that that can make it look nice, but fit right there on the stock RXV, which is nice.
And it just rides so much better too. So that was the big thing about that.
Awesome.
So these are 30s. I was having a hard time finding these are 14-inch Empires on a 30-inch. It's called Ocelot. I really just wanted something that was a good mix of a smooth kind of a radial tire. Kind of had this, kind of contoured instead of just being flat, because my experience in the past, the flat tires are a little bit more road noise, and they wear, just over time they get louder and louder. So I happened across these, and I could not be happier with them. I settled on these 14s. I was kind of hoping for a 15, but the tire options start to change when you go to that 15-inch rim. And I knew with the 14 I had, the world of options. So
is the black paint itself, is that also custom painted, or is that an existing color of the car?
We took the factory paint and then reshot it to get it smoother. The idea is we really wanted that liquid black, I call it, because if you take also in the sense, I wanted to take from the wheels, and the wheels are an 18-inch wheel that we did with this to give us something that's still 23 inches round, but just the center's punched out like we're supposed to be diameter wise. So it gives the aesthetic of that factory dimension, but yet gives it that big roller look that's really popular in Suburbans and Escalades and things like that on the.
Awesome. You guys did a fantastic job. And I'll tell you, one of my favorite is this wheel. So this is a custom, you guys took a custom painted, obviously Mods wheel.
So we took the Mods Mavericks that were just a black and brushed. We sent them down to our friends down here at Absolute Wheel Repair and had them custom paint match to the seats.
Tell me a little bit about how big are those tires and wheels that you got on there. I saw there's some spacers in there. Tell me a little bit about what you've got there.
Yeah, so these are 30-inch tires on a 14-inch rim. Yeah, so we have, the Razor wheels on here. When you start looking at Razor wheel options, there's definitely quite a bit more, especially in the bigger tire size options. And, things like this, things like our next build coming up, these tires are just so big that it may even be a better option to look into what, UTVs are offering for wheels and tire packages, because there's quite a bit of options when we start crossing over from golf carts to UTVs, and
right. And so what you did there is you've got a 4-bolt, basically a 4-bolt spacer, and then that's got to then go through the adapter, which is a 5-bolt setup. Is that what's the main difference with the ATV wheels?
They still are 4-bolt. They're just spacing is significantly more, and the threads, the lugs themselves are a little bit thinner. So I forget what the measurement is, but if it's 4 by
4x1 or whatever. Yeah.
It's just a little bit bigger than that.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah, it's really cool. And, you know, then we could start looking at like beadlock options and things like that, because there's not a lot of beadlocks for golf carts. And we do have customers that either like the beadlock look or actually do want to have beadlocks on their golf cart, which is very interesting. So
yeah, that's cool.
Wheels and tires, I went with a Kaiser wheel. It's all aluminum. They're 12x14s, and then I have them wrapped in 25-inch Kenda Bear Claw tires. So for the rear lift, I went with some heavy-duty leaf springs, and then I custom manufactured some extended shackles just to get another 2 to 3 inches of lift out of the rear, along with the blocks that came with the Jake's kit.
Tell me about these fancy wheels. So those are the Mods Assassins 14x10s. I have those wrapped around with the Steelings 20x14x8.5. I got those, kind of didn't really belong together, but I made it work after some fight.
And what kind of lift you got on it?
It's actually stock ride height, so that's a factory TXT front axle. I did a little bit of extension shackles in the rear to just kind of level it out a little bit, but luckily I'm able to put those wide wheels and 20-inch tires on there with absolutely no rubbing. I can go full lock, no rub. Got the whole family on there.
Nice.
It's perfect.
Nice.
This one we also added went with the Mods Assassins wheels, the 23-inch tires, or actually 25-inch tires on this one. This is the 10-inch wide wheels in chrome, and we went with the Barrage 25-inch tires. And as you can see, it kind of swallows them up on this cart. They stand out really wide on most carts, but this cart here, they just kind of fit it.
John, you want to tell me about the wheels and tires we got on here?
The wheels and tires we have on the back are the 245/60/14 BF Goodrich. Those hook pretty well on about any surface we put them on so far. On the front, we got the 225/40/14s. They're just a standard golf cart tire, but they are DOT tires. We like to run the DOT. They just get a little bit more grip and better speed ratings on them for safety.
Obviously, there are all kinds of different options when it comes to wheels and tires. We covered a few here, and hopefully that was helpful. Be sure to like, subscribe, share this out there, and join us again back here next week, Wednesday at noon.